This music, it became a part of me.
Because of that, nobody
Go
on
say
me.
it.
Come on.
Where do I start? Should I start from the beginning? Chasing all these pretty women. They used to call me a dog. They didn't care about a nigga feelings. When my car was a hoopty, when my car was my 2 feet, only paper on me was loose leaf. Where do I start?
What was your inspiration to get into comics, like, first and foremost?
To get into the read comics or start my own?
Both.
First, my first encounter with comics was really my sister's friend. She had worked in a comic book shop, and I guess she had seen me watching, I think, like the Batman animated series and Spider-Man, X-Men was on TV at the time, back in the 90s. I guess I was watching that or something under that line, so she decided to bring me comic books home one day. And the first one, that I remember that the first one that box she gave me was the OG Young Justice comic book with, Post, Superboy, and Robin on it.
Ooh.
Yeah, and speaking of that, I just found that same exact comic book last week, so I bought that. So
Yeah. That's a nostalgia. Sure. I feel you.
Yeah, I got like 30 copies of 55 books. So I was like, yeah, I can jump on that. But besides that, it was like a team up comic book of Gambit and Bishop. They had like a little series going on at the time. And the other one was a Green Lantern book. And I think it's like a Justice League book too, but I didn't really know the characters like that. So I remember the first three though, for sure. And The Darkness. The Darkness was another book in there, but it was too like dark for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I still remembered it, and it still affected me later on. But that's how my first thing in comic books was at a young age from her. Then to get me right, and I always wrote like as a kid. You watch Dragon Ball Z or the X-Men, like I said previously. You try to write stories, you try to put yourself in there. And I did that, creating my own characters and stuff like that. And, one character I created as an X-Men character was The View. And I did like a little things with him being like the 4th or 3rd class of X-Men and stuff like that. And
okay.
That was like early high school and whatnot. But I mean, as a teenager, you get into other things and start doing stuff that stray away from comics and writing, all that stuff.
You get mature and you start being more serious about what you're writing about.
Yeah. So, I stopped all that and I went to college and, did stuff. But recently, I want to say 2018, I was talking with my fiance about like stuff we used to do, and I told her that I used to draw and write stories and whatnot, and she told me that I should get back into it. Try to do it again, so and I went back and started thinking about The View from all them years ago, and I was like, hey, I can start writing him and see can I like chop him off to like Marvel or DC. And just by doing that, I came across an article that said don't try to write for Batman because somebody's already writing Batman, people already know Batman. Try to write the next Batman, your own Batman, because I guess the author who had did an article or he knew somebody that wrote off to DC Marvel. They had told him no on the story, but they stole the story and still made it as a DC Marvel storyline.
I mean,
so
we know we've had plenty of times of plagiarism and no credit. I mean, they even pull that type of business now in this day and age with all like TikTok dances and people stealing up people's artwork and trying to get things trademarked. So I understand where you're coming from.
So then I took that and said I need to do my own stuff, make The View my own.
Yeah.
So I started taking like things that I love from comic books and my own personal life, and I created Legacy to View. That's how I got started. I think I started writing it maybe 18, and I put the first one out maybe 19.
So, kind of to give you a backstory, and the reason why I reached out is, like, when growing up, in a Haitian household, it was never like cartoons all the time. It was real nonchalant cartoons. If the cartoon even looked violent, it was off the TV. If it wasn't talking about church or school, it wasn't on the TV. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how it played out in the household. So, like, even when it came to comic books, I'm like going through the comic books and looking at the views and saying, nah, we're not playing none of that. So it's like, it was tough for me to get into comic books, but like, I always had a vivid imagination. I always loved, the possibility of being a new character and being better and more than myself. You know what I mean? So like, the first pass I got into like cartoons and comics wise, that wasn't like, I'm talking Power Rangers, I'm talking Ninja Turtles. That's the legacy I'm up on, which I'm not hating on it. I could go in on some Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers and some more classics, but like, they brought, they kind of opened up the door with like reading about, teamwork and learning that this one person could be amazing just off his own backstory. So like, it going into high school, I'm like, dang, I want to see what a Haitian Super Saiyan is gonna look like. I would love to see what Dragon Ball Z would sound like in Creole, or even read that. Like, what would that always be like, or what would that look like? And it's just always been stuck in my head. So, I've growing up now, I'm like, damn. So coming across you, adding to your own and making your own comics, I had to reach out. Granted, it isn't for everyone, but if there's any Haitian out there, that think they want to put their own story out and they have a great story, they have the artwork to do so, I feel like, we have an opportunity. Nous avons chance. We got a chance for us to be able to like put our story down. So like, I applaud you and appreciate, the work that you're putting in, because it feels like instead of just one door, there's some open windows. There's another door. There's plenty of avenues for me as a Haitian man to express myself.
Yeah, and I appreciate having the opportunity, because one of my other projects is Boots. It's a manga series, and it's about a Haitian female, a Haitian Japanese female, and I created that for my daughters. Mainly, well, both my books actually for my daughters, but like that one specifically because their mother is part Haitian, so that means my kids are Haitian. So I wanted have representation for them to look up to, because like you said, you look up at the Haitian stuff, and it's not really that much stuff, to look up for Haiti and Haitian type material, or even superheroes, or even in the manga. Definitely, it's not that many Haitian manga. So.
No, the story, the history is so rich. It's well hidden. It's like, when it comes to our history, they treat it like we're Atlantis. They gotta lock it down as tight as possible, and we have to ask our family. We have to ask, any elder or anyone that has a sliver of that, so we can get that knowledge and then be able to share it back. So it's like, if you're able to get a good chunk of it, get some truth, and then keep hiding that knowledge everywhere, some way, somehow, we're going to find it. Namjwenli.
Yeah, because just on the, when Haiti, the voodoo and stuff like that, even when I did research about, making this character, I learned it's like 3 or 4 different types, that, and doing research on that, it goes all the way back to like Africa about it, and what it really was until what it was in Haiti, and how it got to Louisiana, and how it's still in Louisiana, and they changed it to like hoodoo and stuff like that. It's like all the variations, but it's so watered down for it to mean this versus that. It's all kind of history behind it. I guess it's more like who's there to tell the tale of it, I guess how you would say it. I guess
it's kind of like hunting down a treasure map, but the treasure map's in blood.
Yeah. It's whoever's there to tell about it, you know, their take on it. You know?
Yeah. And I mean, it's nice to at least get different variations as well.
Yes.
Shoot. So
And then history, growing up in America, that whole revolution, if it is in a history book, by the time it got to that part of history, we leaving school because the school books only stopped teaching us history in 1960. Now that's it.
the other aspect when it comes to the revolution, we only know of 1804. The very main, the huge cataclysmic moment, but like everything that led up to it, even in the 1700s, like there was a slow rising effort, and in that slow rising effort, a beautiful language was born in the name of Creole. So it's like, hopefully we can kind of like, that's where, instead of hiding all of our secrets in blood, it's putting it and keeping it in our language, so this way we can be able to keep passing on that history and those stories, so, if there's any way I could help out, in that aspect, or, help you, reach to someone to, help you out with more, adding more details, making the history more rich, let me know. Let everyone know.
Really do, because I need some of that authenticity in my book, so I make mine more original. Just a higher, as me going more spiritually, who I am. I am a Christian, but I believe in Jesus and all that stuff. But just me being more spiritual, like how the Haitians give back to their ancestors and people came before them. Like I'm starting to look more to that and start to appreciate that more, and just like you always think about Haiti and Creole, but I think times have changed now. But when they learn, they talk over there, it's pushed more in French. I thought that was wild too. I was like, man, that's crazy. The schools make them speak French, but the culture and everything is in Creole. Like, and you want to talk to someone in Creole, it's up to an older person, not a younger person. And, man, I thought that was pretty wild.
I mean, when conquerors take over, they don't just take over your land; they take over your language. So what was beautiful is that we still. Granted, it feels scarce because, like, you're right. The new generation, either somewhat understands or they don't know all the words. Because, I could definitely be one of those guys. I learn something new all the time when it comes to my culture. But I'm happy to be humble to be like, yo, I didn't know that. So yeah, go ahead.
Like I said, like that language is so like once you actually learn that language. It's probably a lot of secrets and stuff, you can learn about history. I'm black, I'm from Augusta, Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
but growing up in church, devotion, time in the church, they would sing, I can't think of the term right now, but when they speak and sing them songs, they stick it back in like how it was in slavery days, that's how they sing the hymns. And as a child, I thought, like, man, that sounds crazy. Why they sing like that? Like, that sounds so ignorant, But that was me being ignorant because they actually teaching me how they sung that so they can tell these stories without getting in trouble.
Yep.
And I believe and Haiti had the same thing with the Creole. They probably talk that way instead of French, they know what's going on. So
to kind of give you a little bit more on that, from what I understand and learned about the language of Creole, it was created to do exactly that, to blend the mix of slaves that were blended, like coming in, and so this way only the slaves can be able to talk to the slaves. It wasn't like the slaves was talking to the slave owners. Nah, it was just this was slave language, and only the slaves was talking this. So this way nobody else was having this conversation, and then the more each slave can learn it. The better you learn that language, the higher up in, like, honestly, the better you knew Creole in that time, the higher up you were to be able to pass on messages on, this is going to happen and that's going to happen and this is going to happen. So if you didn't know that language, you wasn't part of the team, bro. You wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, you wasn't trusted enough to share the knowledge because you didn't take the time to learn how to share the knowledge. So, like, that in itself was a lesson to me. Seeing that or taking, that's the lesson I took from that was, if you're not going to take the time to teach yourself to be better and then apply it to be better, then you have no place to like try to force yourself onto somebody else. You know what I mean? Or think you're going to save somebody when you can't save yourself.
Oh, okay.
So like it's tough coming out like that, because like one of the, I'm not trying to like throw shade towards Haiti, but as much as we get help, we would prefer if we got the proper kind of help. Like, teach us how to do this by ourselves and then leave us alone.
Yeah.
That's the emotion I constantly get, which I applaud, but don't also be too prideful where you can't admit that you didn't know something. You can't admit that you didn't understand something. That's where it gets kind of tough in having these conversations. But screw it, I'm not scared of nobody for me not to have these conversations.
Is it a pride thing?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
It's tough to know you're struggling and you can do it and you can watch everyone around you do it and you don't want to ask for help.
See, that's, I mean, I had that too. Like I try to get stuff done myself, and instead of asking for help. But, like, again, as getting older, and wiser, sometimes you got to ask for help. And people be seeing you, need help and waiting for you to ask, and you never ask, you never get it. I guess they say, you miss your blessing,
And that was a lesson I honestly learned just last night from, I can name them as, spiritual people to kind of walk a new path on with. Cause I have to help myself grow before I can speak with everyone else to help them. So if I'm not going to even work on myself to grow, right? Who am I to put this information out here and expect or want people to listen to me and grow as well?
That's true.
So I'm down to put in the work, bro.
That's great. That's great. That's great.
So like,
glad people out here like you that, down and do that.
True. But I mean, the reason why, again, we come back to your comic is, I mean, a Haitian samurai, can you imagine that pride?
Yeah.
Can you imagine how fresh and fly that would look?
And I did it, you can see the artwork, it's just, I take it more just for that. She getting all the elements of both sides, the Haitian side and Japanese side, Then I made the character, she loved to cook. So, in my book, I had different meals, I wanted to find out, more Haitian meals and the Japanese stuff, to blend together. It seemed like how food is so, it's part of everything almost,
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Honestly, doing a lot of research, I've really dived into Naomi Osaka and following her stories and stuff like that, and hearing that there's a possibility of her mixing Haitian food with Japanese food, that blew my mind. Can you Haitian food and sushi? I don't even know what are the mixes. I don't even want to start naming stuff that I think might be a mix. You know what I mean? But those are the reasons why I like reaching out to these unknown areas that we think about but we never ask questions.
Yeah.
So
it's there.
Yeah.
People doing it. It's just not spoke about.
Or we're treating them as taboo instead of making people proud of themselves of being whatever mix, whatever random situation they're in. Be proud of the situation and push hard.
Mm-hmm.
She got a Fortnite character now. First, I feel like she's the first Haitian Fortnite character. Thank you.
I'm pretty sure she is.
I'm thankful and grateful we have this opportunity.
Yeah, breaking that barrier,
Yeah, definitely. So how's the Kickstarter going for your new comic?
It's going pretty good. Currently, I think I'm close to being almost, and that's with not minimum backers, but I think I'm at 52 backers right now.
Oh, that's
Normally, sorry, they be in like the hundreds, but mine's is little shy of 100, but it's still good that people are supporting new IP of Boots. That's what name of the manga. And my previous one of Legacy of View. People are still supporting it, for it being a person of color on top of something they're not accustomed to.
I can understand where you're coming from, and believe me, when I don't like being having to say that we don't like to support each other. So the process is, instead of saying it, just be the opposite and do it. You know what I mean? If here you are trying to do something great. I really like what you're trying to do, and I would love for it to happen and see what happens next. So granted, the number may be low in supporters, but that just means they're focused. They're really striving and gunning for you to succeed, and that in itself is beautiful.
Yeah, and normally, what's great about this Kickstarter, normally I reach out to friends and family to do it, but these people are a lot of people I have no idea who they are, or are comic book friends, just knew me from just doing this work. So like, if I did include family and friends this time around, I did typically. That's my third crowdfunding project.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad it's people who don't know me and who believe in the project. It's great.
So it's kind of like a Goku moment, building a spirit bomb. You're asking everybody and anybody, just lend me some of your energy, some of your money.
Yep. And they don't know me from a can of paint.
I mean, the product that you're giving and presenting to everyone is the can of paint.
Yeah.
So that's what's lovely, is they're willing to trust in what you're doing just off of that alone. And I myself, here I am interviewing you, feeling proud and feeling like I could, continue to pull some art, old artwork, maybe I could pull some old stories out, and hopefully they come to life. Like, it's a renewed energy, and I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, even with you, I can touch on stuff or ask you to help me translate some of my English into, the Creole to make it more authentic. And since you are a part of the culture, you ate these meals, you spoke this language, you had these experiences. I'm pretty sure you're born here, but you still grew up, being a young kid, because in my story, she comes to America, and she has those experiences, that they look at her funny because she's different. She's not, a foreigner, and I still think you probably had some of them type of experiences,
And if not, hopefully someone in our, listening right now can, lend their ear and help out with the experience. I mean, I personally would be happy to be like, yo, I gave even 2 cents into a comic book that's somebody's reading right now. They're reading my words. They're listening to my voice right now, and they're appreciating it. So anything we can do to help, I'm with it.
Even the guy who's helped me create a comic, because I'm a writer. Like I said previously, I can draw, but I have a different artist, help me out. And y'all heard my kid in the background,
mm-hmm.
but I don't got time to actually make the projects. But even he said, like, the book looks great because he knows nothing about Haiti or Haitian stuff at all, and he's seeing the pictures and references I sent him, and he's appreciating it and stuff like that. So for him knowing nothing about Haiti, saying he like it, this project's pretty good. I'm pretty sure it will go farther than just America, or Haiti. It might reach everywhere, just bring more light to a culture that's almost hidden, I guess.
So that's again, I got to give you your props, because here you are just doing your research and doing your homework, trying to put a story out for your daughters, and you're putting somebody completely oblivious to what's going on onto real life situation, onto a new culture, onto something that they can learn and grow from, and, you know, maybe adapt in a different way or approach a situation or other people differently. And I'm not trying to diss you. Thank you for wanting and volunteering to be part of the culture.
Now, I am part of the culture now because my daughter's so, you know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you're taking it wholeheartedly. Yeah. Shoot, you stamping your own card, and I appreciate that. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I definitely look forward to seeing the comic book do good. And if there's any other projects in the future, let us know, you know.
We'll do. I got another one. I don't know what ethnicity I'm going to make her, but of course, you know, she can be black, of course. But another female character I got in mind, but I know me or my fiance or my kids know who are close to be, you know, thick or heavy set. So I'm gonna have a heavy set female character because if you imagine like somebody Queen Latifah size,
yeah,
like that size woman, because you don't see that size woman being in the limelight in these comics or again manga.
Yeah.
So you know somebody out there will appreciate that. You know.
Shoot.
Like somebody who looks like me in the book.
I mean, if there's anything that I would add to that is, you know, can we give her like an offset, like she got, you know, Lady Louise Masquetsi, you know, I don't know if you know about Louise Masquetsi, but, you know, in a past episode, my cousin said you could put Louise Masquetsi on a box TV and it'll turn into a flat screen.
Wow.
So I you know, we can definitely talk about more Louise Masquetsi. It's all natural. It's castor oil, and it's just the way it's done out there in Haiti. Is just literally you have a wound, they put it down. It's better than Neosporin. It take care of almost everything. Like, and she can, you know, as we talk about and learn about, you know, the remedies and the history, then maybe that character can be someone that holds that history, and, you know, only blesses the ones that are willing to share it with the history and the knowledge.
Oh, okay.
You know, she could be like an oracle of Haiti.
Okay.
Ooh, that sounds crazy.
It sounds wild. I need to jot that
Damn.
down. Yeah.
That's property of us. So anybody else want to try to, you know, run around with that idea, let y'all know right now this is recorded and it's ours, so don't touch that.
Yeah, document it. Time
Yeah. Shoot. But yeah, I definitely look forward to seeing what we could do as a project, because, you know, the ideas are out there. It's just, you know, maybe some of these, you know, maybe somebody wasn't brave enough to put it out there. Maybe they, you know, didn't have an avenue like we do, or the opportunity to have these conversations.
Yeah. I bet it is. You know, maybe I won't be the great one. Maybe them read my project will inspire them, and they probably be the next big thing. You know.
Shoot, how nice would it be if 10, 15 years from now, somebody be like, yo, if I didn't pick up this comic book, these next 15 movies would never have happened. Like, what if you create the next Marvel cinema series, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shoot.
That's right.
The possibilities, absolutely endless.
True.
Shout out your Kickstart, all your information, people can find you. Maybe you can, you know, get a couple of new friends and a couple of new people to help you with your grind.
All right, we'll do. Right now, if you're listening to this, the Kickstarter's still going on. You can type in Legacy to View, number 4, or in Boots. It should come up. You know, you get all 4 issues of Legacy to View, and you get free chapter 1 of Boots, as well as chapter 2, 3, and 4 that will come out throughout the year as well. And the Kickstarter is special because it's only the physical version. Digital will be out, you know, for everybody to buy, but the only physical version of the Boots will come out in volume form. So if you want it chapter by chapter in a single physical form, you got to get it through the Kickstarter.
Ooh.
But if you listen to this after the Kickstarter is over, you know, check me out at legacytofview.com. It's merchandise and the books and stuff will be on there. But if you don't want to, you know, spend any money with me or anything like that, you can follow me on my grind at Legacy to View on Facebook and Instagram. Everything's easy to find out. Same name on everything. So, you know, check me out. Follow me.
That's definitely the plan, and I'm gonna make sure we get all the links and everything like that down below, so this way everyone has an opportunity to find you. Because, I mean, shoot, I didn't know we was gonna be having hard copies. I just got into another podcast. I'm becoming a fiend now. Marvel Method. You ever heard of it?
Okay. Sound familiar? Yeah.
Yo, it's Method Man going ham, and I applaud him going ham in his comic book game. And I didn't appreciate having actual comic books in hand and going through the stories until going through and listening to him, like hearing his love and admiration for the stories.
Yeah, and he wants to be a bishop in X-Men, you know, and he wants to be a character, you know, he's pushing for it. I've been reading X-Men, like, Bishop, he kind of looking like, you know, Method Man a little bit, so he might have signed a deal with Disney, you never know.
I mean, if he don't, he better sign a deal with himself and just make the character himself, because, I mean, granted, he may love these characters, but I feel like he deserves to be one of his own.
Yeah, and it goes back to what we talked about earlier, you know, instead of making the next Batman, make your own, you know, instead of trying to be Bishop, make your own Bishop.
Yep, be your own hero.
Yep.
Shoot. So, yeah, man, check that out. I mean, I think you would definitely like it. Even the first episode was with Killer Mike.
Oh, yeah, I love Killer Mike.
See,
He's from Georgia, you know.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, they pulled me in the first 10 seconds. I'm like, damn, I'm trapped. They got me for the rest of this damn season. So, yeah, man, check it out.
Where do I start? Come on. Where do I start? Where do I start? Where do I start? Where do I start? Come on. Where do I start? Where do I start? Where do I start? Go sing.